Hello and welcome to Lore of the Cards, the series that looks to find the lore hidden in your Hearthstone deck. This is the first of 2 episodes written to be released while I'm away in the USA, getting married and that. But I couldn't leave all you lovely people without Lore of the Cards episodes while I'm gone. As a result, these will be a bit shorter than the usual fare, but as always, I really hope you enjoy. So with wedding planning on the mind, it's only appropriate that we look at the uninvited guest at the party. Prince Malchezaar. In all honesty, Malchezaar has basically no lore, but the beginnings of his race's relationship with the Burning Legion is an interesting story, and one that has recently been retconned with the release of Warcraft Chronicle. So, while we will cover what little we know of the prince himself, we shall also look at the birth of the Burning Legion and the Eredar joining the fold. The art for Malchezaar is actually a collaboration by 2 people. The pencil work is provided by Joe Madureira, someone who has worked in the comic and video game industry since the age of 16, when he began an internship with Marvel. He is best known for his work on the Uncanny X-Men in 1944, but from here he produced a run of his own comic, Battle Chasers, and designed the characters for and scripted the Darksiders game series. He has recently founded a new games company, Airship Syndicate, looking to produce a Battle Chasers series of video games. The colours are provided by Grace Liu, who does also produce her own pencil work as well, seen in Savage Raw and Rusty Hook. She has worked on a variety of projects, including Diablo 3 and its expansion, the rework of Summoner's Rift for League of Legends, and designed some of their toy line, and is currently working on Battle Chasers. Before the universe's birth, there was only light. The light was an ever-expanding, shimmering, brilliant sea, the energy that coursed through it a symphony of joy and hope. But as the light expanded further and further, its energy thinned and faded away in places. Within these pockets of nothingness, untouched by the light, a new energy formed, the void. This dark force sought to consume all energy, collapsing existence in on itself. As the void grew, it began to push against the light. This would cause a myriad of explosions, all existence set aflame. The energies released by the clash of these 2 forces flung raw matter across the cosmos, planets beyond number forming in the wake of the conflict, expanding and growing into what would become the Great Dark Beyond, the physical universe. But this was not the only realm born from the clash of light and void. The most unstable energies of these 2 forces would form a realm in parallel to the physical universe, the twisting Nether. At the borders of the unstable Nether, light and void energy bled into each other. Over time, this created life. Demons. Demonkind embraced their chaotic nature, pushing the boundaries of the power they could achieve, paying no mind to the consequences. Some mastered the magic school of Fel, a twisted magic that consumed life to create further destruction. In time, demons managed to find their way to the physical universe, delighting in terrorizing any life they came across and bringing chaos to the Great Dark Beyond. Sargeras, even among the Titans, was extraordinary, his strength and courage unmatched. It would fall to him to rid the universe of the demons that had spilled into their realm. These creatures of chaos had no place in the universe of order and peace the Titans sought to create. Sargeras was once a part of the mighty Pantheon. The Titans, living planets that strode through the vast Great Dark Beyond, seeking others of their kind. They created order from chaos. Each planet the Titans visited, they would first calm the raging elementals that roam the earth. They would then reshape the world, creating mountains, seas and skies. Finally, they would plant the seeds of life, and from these seeds, civilizations were born. This process had been designed by the Titans to ascertain whether or not a planet held a world soul at its core. Those that did would eventually become Titans. With life wandering the planet's surface, it helped call forth the world soul and hasten the process toward maturity. Sargeras was the Pantheon's champion and defender. For many ages, Sargeras passed from world to world, single-handedly fighting legions of demons, saving planets. Across the ages, Sargeras saw many harrowing sights, entire civilizations reduced to ash, demons turning mortals against each other, and so much death. The more Sargeras witnessed, despite his courage and strength, he could only feel helpless. Before his mission, he could not imagine such evil existed within the universe. His concern deepened when he observed the demons making use of an entirely new magic: void energy. Investigating this new dark power, Sargeras found there was far worse than demons, beings that spread corruption throughout the entire universe. The Void Lords, thankfully confined to their own realm of the Void. The Titan did not know these beings' final aim, but they were an ominous force he would need to remain cautious of. Despite what he had found, Sargeras continued to fight the demons. Their numbers seemed overwhelming. Soon, Sargeras began to find himself recognizing some of the demons he had already fought. When destroyed in the physical realm, the demon spirit merely returned to the twisting nether, and after a time, this spirit took form once again. The only way to kill a demon is to either destroy them within the twisting nether, or in a part of the physical universe saturated in the twisting nether's energy. The demon's persistence is hinted at with Medivh's encounter with Malchezaar in One Night in Karazhan.
Where's my invite?
You again?
Sargeras was unaware of this fact and began to formulate his own solution. Concerned by the increase in demonic activity, the Pantheon sent Sargeras another titan to aid him, Agramar. While Agramar fought the demons, Sargeras studied the twisting nether. Despite not fully understanding the chaotic realm, the titan understood enough to solve the demonic problem. Sargeras was able to create a prism within the nether called Mardoom, the plane of banishment. This acted as a pocket dimension, and the demons the two titans defeated now ended up on Mardoom. There, they would remain trapped for all eternity. Agramar and Sargeras sent swathes of demons to Mardoom, so many that the concentration of the demons' fell energy tore a hole in the veil between the nether and the physical universe. In the distant reaches of the great dark beyond, Mardoom was visible, a blaze of green. The demon attacks became a rarity, but not altogether gone. Sargeras and Agramar agreed to split up to better aid the universe. It was at this time Sargeras came upon a sight that made the champion of the Titans feel fear for the first time. Sargeras found himself drawn to a corner of the Great Dark, where he discovered a planet saturated in the cold energy of the void. Upon closer inspection, Sargeras saw giant creatures upon the planet's surface, the likes of which he had never seen before. Mounds of flesh, teeth and eyes. Old gods, but not the ones we know in Hearthstone. Sargeras had discovered what the Void Lords had been planning. This planet contained a world soul now drenched in the void's corruption. If this titan woke, it would be a being so powerful not even the Pantheon could stand against it. The warped titan would seek to consume all matter and energy in the universe, which would deliver every molecule of existence to the control of the Void Lords. Sargeras couldn't believe the Lords could so utterly corrupt a titan in this way, but the evidence was right in front of his eyes. The tendrils of the old gods enveloping the sleeping world soul, changing its usually sweet dreams into twisted nightmares. The world already so corrupt it was beyond saving, Sargeras hefted his great sword and with an almighty swing split the world in two, ending the void's corruption, but killing the titan. Sargeras immediately assembled the titans to tell them what he had seen. The rest of the Pantheon were dismayed. Sargeras had killed one of their own. They chastised the champion, saying if he had only called them, they could have purified the world soul, a belief Sargeras knew would have been folly. As the debates raged as to how to deal with the Void Lords, something dawned upon Sargeras. Existence itself was already flawed. No matter how the Titans tried to order it, it would always remain so. The only way of thwarting the Void Lord's plan was to extinguish all creation. Sargeras believed a lifeless universe was better than one dominated by the void. After all life was purged, life may take root again within the universe, and the void would be able to be monitored and contained. For all the Pantheon knew, thousands of other sleeping world souls could be being corrupted as they spoke. Sargeras' solution disgusted the other titans, even his protege Agramar. They urged Sargeras to abandon this train of thought, but his mind was made up. Feeling betrayed and angered, Sargeras stormed away from the Pantheon to deal with the impending danger as he saw fit. For many ages, Sargeras sat in quiet contemplation, the fear that the void would take control of the universe consuming his every thought. Doubt and despair twisted the Titan's thoughts. Now convinced that existence was fatally flawed, Sargeras acted. The universe must be cleansed of all life, and to do this, he required an army, a destructive force of unquenchable rage. With that decision, his eyes fell upon the world of Mardoon, a roiling ball of fell energy, loaded with demons. Sargeras tore the walls of the prison asunder, which was followed by an explosion of fell energies, far more powerful than Sargeras could have imagined. The blast was so powerful, it altered the Titan's very form. His body constantly alight in flame, his hatred burning brighter than ever. But Sargeras had not lost sight of his goal, to destroy all life. Using his newfound power, Sargeras imbued his demon forces, making them stronger, larger, and in some cases transforming them entirely. But why should these demons follow the being that had imprisoned them? Sargeras' study of demons had not ended with the creation of Mardoon. He now knew how to crush the very soul of a demon, and the Titan's unimaginable power saw the demons unquestionably follow him. The Burning Legion was born. It wasn't long after the destruction of the Legion's first world that the Pantheon confronted Sargeras, resulting in a war between the Pantheon and the Legion. The Legion would ultimately emerge victorious, as the Titans had a natural weakness to Sargeras' fell magics. Sargeras' final blow would destroy the Titans' physical forms, but thanks to some quick thinking from the Titan Norgannon, their spirits survived without Sargeras knowing. Sargeras' battle with the Pantheon had revealed a major flaw within his army, one he would seek to remedy. While the demons were powerful and vicious, most lacked strategic thinking, which had seen many of the demons fall before the Pantheon needlessly. Despite his immense intellect and power, Sargeras was unable to direct all of his army at once. The corrupted Titan needed cunning, tactically minded commanders, and he knew of a place where he might find them. Malchezaar belongs to a race called the Eredar, who dwelt on the planet Argus. This race were technologically advanced and the most intelligent mortals Sargeras had met during his long travels through the Great Dark. More than anything else, the Eredar hungered for knowledge, and it was their aim to use the knowledge they found to help shape the universe for the better. There were three among the Eredar that all the race looked to for guidance and leadership. They ruled not by fear or through power, but by pondering the greatest questions of the universe and passing on what they had found to their people. These three Eredar were Archimonde, whose bold demeanour inspired those around him to face any challenge, gifted in finding the strength within those around him. Kil'jaeden, considered a genius even among Eredar, revelled in uncovering the greatest mysteries of the universe. And Velen, the spiritual heart of his people, a champion of peace whose wisdom could solve any conflict. Individually, any of these three would have made great leaders, but by working together, utilising each other's strengths, they were able to elevate their people to levels of greatness not thought possible. It was the Eredar's unity and cohesion that Sargeras' legion lacked. To bring these qualities to his forces, Sargeras needed to corrupt the benevolent Eredar and enlist them as the commanders of the Burning Legion. Taking on the guise of a radiant being, Sargeras communed with the Eredar leaders. He played to their desires, promising the Eredar unfathomable power and knowledge. He showed them hundreds of primitive worlds that with the Eredar's guidance could become sanctuaries of peace and intellectual thought. Sargeras vowed that he would share with the Eredar the greatest secrets of existence and what he believed was the fundamental flaw of creation. In return, the Eredar would commit themselves to Sargeras' cause and help him rectify this flaw. Enticed by the knowledge and what sounded like a grand and noble quest, Archimonde and Kil'jaeden felt honoured to be approached to aid in this grand undertaking. Velen, however, was far more suspicious of the all-knowing being. He sensed something was amiss. Velen meditated on what they had been told using an artifact called the Atamal Crystal. The relic showed Velen what would become of his race if they joined with Sargeras. He saw the hellish twisted beings they would become. Velen warned Archimonde and Kil'jaeden, but their minds were made up, and to avoid death, Velen too feigned acceptance. Velen would later gather many of his people that would listen to him and flee Argus, renaming themselves the Draenei, exiled ones. They did this not a moment too soon, as Sargeras came to Argus to corrupt the Eredar. The Titan bent the Eredar to his will. His fell energies coursed through their minds, shutting off their ability to reason. Sargeras infused the Eredar's forms with this energy, mutating them into the beings of Velen's vision, who the Draenei would come to call Man'ari, unnatural beings. They had been changed to demons, their souls now linked to the twisting Nether. It did not take long for the Eredar to settle in as commanders of the Legion, Archimonde and Kil'jaeden the greatest among them. With the Eredar leading his force, Sargeras saw its numbers swell with even more hideous and terrifying beasts, all added by Archimonde and Kil'jaeden with a tactical application in mind. Archimonde drafted in the Pit Lords, using fell energy to turn them into walking tanks. The resourceful Moarg were recruited to act as blacksmiths for the Legion, crafting their wicked weaponry. The Doomguard were enlisted as shock troops, and Kil'jaeden brought the Succubi into the Legion, infiltrators and intelligence gatherers. The Burning Legion would go on to purge countless worlds of life. Despite several attempts to do the same to Azeroth, another world containing a sleeping world soul, the Legion has failed every time, and we are currently experiencing their third invasion attempt in Warcraft Legion. So we now know the story behind the Legion's discovery and how Prince Malchezaar's people became demons and a part of this force. But what has Malchezaar himself done? In all honesty, we don't actually know. Little is known about him, despite him being the final boss of the Karazhan raid in World of Warcraft. Like many Eredar of the Legion, we know he possesses the ability to command other demons. We see this in both WoW and Hearthstone. In Warcraft, Malchezaar would summon Abyssals to help fight his opponents. These hulks would stand in place and radiate demonic fire. The Abyssals also make an appearance in Hearthstone as the prince's hero power, and we also see that imps follow his commands as well. This ability to command powerful demons could be some of the reasoning behind Malchezaar's unique mechanic in Hearthstone, the game's legendary minions answering his call to battle. In WoW, Malchezaar is known to hoard powerful weapons. Light's Justice is an item that drops from him, and he also drops the legendary axe of Grommash Hellscream, Gorehowl. He collects legendary weapons in WoW, and legendary cards in Hearthstone. How Malchezaar got hold of Gorehowl is a mystery, though with the release of Warcraft's Warlords of Draenor expansion, where heroes travel to an alternate reality to fight the Iron Horde, there is another possible explanation to him finding the axe. It's possible that Malchezaar didn't find Gorehowl in this reality, but an alternate one. Malchezaar himself states his ability to cross realities.
All dimensions, all realities are open to me.
Except this party.
Something he states in WoW when summoning Abyssals, and in Hearthstone. How or why Malchezaar turned up in Karazhan during the Burning Crusade expansion is a mystery. Perhaps he was looking for Medivh's staff, Atiesh, to add to his collection, though the Guardian's tower likely held many other items of interest for the demon as well. We do know when the prince arrived in the tower, he chased out members of the Violet Eye, an organisation established in secret by the Kirin Tor, rulers of Dalaran. They were to spy on the Guardian, and after his death/disappearance, stood guard within Karazhan, examining it to learn the secrets hidden within. The mages chased away, the tower was sealed behind them, which would later be reopened by adventurers. The border between the physical universe and the twisting Nether is particularly weak around Karazhan, so Malchezaar was able to establish control of the tower with his demonic legions relatively easily. Why Malchezaar is a prince is also unknown. I highly doubt it's because he is the son of one of the 3 Eredar leaders. This can possibly be explained again with his dimension hopping, dominating worlds across the cosmos so that entire planets answer to his command. Even then, why would he be a prince rather than a king? I guess planetary domination runs in the family? So, there you have it, the next to no lore about Malchezaar. But now you know how the Burning Legion was formed, and why and how the Eredar became a member of this destructive army. Either way, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, there are 5 legendary actions you can perform: liking, subscribing, sharing, following on Twitter, and on Facebook. Of course, if you suck at karaoke, you can always hit the dislike button. I've done my best to credit the artists I've used in the description below, so give them a look. Until next time, happy Hearthstoning.